CEOs of public companies, if you are not putting out news flow, 3 press releases a month or more, you're doing yourself a major disservice, especially if you happen to be a client of Wall Street Report. Now, if you are one of my clients and you're watching this and you are not putting out that news flow, shame on you. Now, here's why. Look, news flow, I always say this, it's the pulse of the business. There's two reasons why you got to have that news flow. Number one is it indicates that the company actually is alive. It's making progress. It's moving forward. It's got momentum. Okay. And the number two is it gives investors a reason to buy the stock. And here's how this works, right? Look, whenever I introduce a stock to investors, and again, my job is to get as many eyeballs as possible onto a stock. Now, the idea is not all of them are going to buy that stock right away. Many of them are going to put it on their watch list, and that's great, especially if there's haters, doubters, which we always have in the microcap world or whatever, even short sellers, right? As these people put the stock on their watch list, if they don't believe what you have to say, which is fine, okay? But when you're putting out that news flow, that all of a sudden it proves them wrong and it pushes the watchers into buyers. Every time you put a press release, all those people that have you on their watch list, it's a catalyst for them to buy the stock. It's very powerful. Now, what happens is here's the real magic of this, right? Now, look, if you know anything, then you know that I have a reputation as the $1 trillion man. That's right. Nobody else on Wall Street has introduced investors to more stocks that have gone up 10x to 100x or more. I literally wrote the book, 10-Bagger Blueprint, on stocks that go 10x or more, how to find them, how to make them. Okay. That's right. If you're a CEO watching this, you read the book, it'll give you ideas on how to become a 10-bagger. Or if you're really smart, then you want to join our 100x CEO Academy. And then that'll really give you the proven system. It'll give you the framework, the system, literally, to become a 100x CEO. And again, the news flow, if you're a company that's at an inflection point, the news flow is the validation. That's the proof. Okay. It's like the pulse of the business. There's only two types of companies that don't have news flow. Dead ones. Actually, there's one type of company, only one type of company. If you're not putting out 3 pieces of news a month, it means you're basically not a growth business. That's what it indicates to investors, that your company has no potential. Now, there is no excuse. There is no excuse for you not to be putting out at least 3 press releases a month. Again, if you join the 100x CEO Academy, you're going to get the training. You're going to get my proven system for creating that news flow, that regular news flow that investors love, that investors crave. They need that news flow. They're like addicts. They're addicts for news. Now, again, you join the 100x CEO Academy, I'm going to help you build a tiger team. That's right. In your organization that does all the work. And it's very powerful. They're going to be building that news for you, and they'll be engaged. They'll be engaged employees, engaged team members. I'm going to have them doing that, generating that news flow instead of having to scratch your head, or even worse, relying on a PR firm, an IR firm to come up with ideas. Listen, you outsource that to an IR firm, you're making a massive mistake. Why don't you just outsource your strategy? I mean, really, a massive mistake. Anyway, bottom line is you got to have that news flow. We need that news flow because that is what pushes the watchers into becoming buyers. It is what validates, what proves to investors that your company is actually for real, that you are legit in terms of being a exponential growth company. Anyway, get the book 10-Bagger Blueprint, and I highly recommend you check out our 100x CEO Academy, but only if you really want to be a champion, you want to be surrounded by other champions. Again, this group is basically a mastermind group of other CEOs of public companies who are committed to maximizing their full potential, becoming 100x companies. Look, you are the company you keep. If you're running a public company, where else are you going to find peer group that consists of winners like that? You won't. Okay, you won't. But the only place you find them is the 100x CEO Academy. Okay, it's that peer pressure, being surrounded by highly motivated, competitive CEOs. By the way, they're going to share with you their knowledge of what they're doing on their path to becoming 100 baggers. And they're going to be pushing you and you're going to be pushing yourself because look, when you're surrounded by other champions, it just pushes you to excel. And it's those expectations, those peer group expectations, that really are one of the secrets of why companies, for example, in our next super stock program, have a track record of going up 10x. Probably half of them, more than half become 10 baggers, 70% double or triple right away. So that's the way it works. Anyway, check it out, 100X CEO Academy. Get the book, 10 Bagger Blueprint. Here's to your 100X.